Okay, so one of the first things I've done, I don't know if you noticed, but I've actually cut out a couple of pieces bridging across, which I've originally cut out little sections in this so it can access the power supply if I needed to, if I wanted to switch things around. What I've done, I've opened this up completely. I was worried about this not being strong enough originally, but it is. Yeah, it bends a little bit, but there's plenty of strength there in the actual main pedal board. It's to stand on it, it's still really sturdy. One of those heavy rockers, it goes stamping on things either. I'm not a big guy either, so still you do for now. Everything's kind of a make do at the moment, but these are really good pedal boards for the weight and what they are. I'll see if I can find a link, and I'll put a link in my description if anybody's interested in these pedal boards, because they're very light, very versatile. So yeah, so next stage is actually fitting the ISO Pro power supply into here. Before it used to go onto the metal plate, which was on there, but what I'm finding is it's a bit too far down into it, so what I'm thinking of actually velcroing it into the top. So the outputs will be, everything will be viewed and seen through there, and I can actually disconnect and connect as I want to, change voltages if I need to, if I'm switching pedals around with different voltages, but everything's accessible through there. So that's my plan for now, and see how it goes. So as you can see, everything is wired. It's not very, it's a bit messy at the moment, but it's functional. It's just initial test. Once everything works okay, obviously I'm going to tidy these cables up and get them cable tied and all nice and neat. But for now, it's just to make sure that everything's okay. So loop 1 is a boost, loop 2 is the overdrive, loop 3 is a fuzz, loop 4 is a distortion. And this is in the tuner, just one feed out, doesn't need to come back in because it's just a send to the tuner. MIDI cable, which runs through into the MIDI on the back of that. When it goes in the bag, I'll just actually tuck this inside the back of the actual pedal board. When I need to use it, I'll just bring it out. So just plug it in, obviously the start. Power port there is there for the actual Amped2, and the power socket for the actual power supply, which is in the back there, is there, which is fused, and that connects into there. So I've also drilled an extra hole here, so you can see all the bits of remains of the plastic. So bring out a power supply here, so the power cable to power the volume wah, and all that you need is just a patch lead running from here to the input, and then my guitar goes into here, and that is the pedal board. So now it's time to actually test the power, make sure everything comes on power wise, and then test the loops. Next, make sure all the loops are working on all the circuits, and the next thing is to program the MIDI commands from the hot tone from the Seabury into the Amped2 to switch on. Now I printed out all the codes for the Amped2 for the actual the data it needs to send, the instructions, all the commands. So I printed out the sheet how to set the commands up. So the Seabury will send the commands out to the Amped2 to do the switching as I wanted, which is like obviously the Fender clean, Fender drive, AC30 crunch, plexi crunch drive, and JCM style 800 style heavier drive. Yeah, and all this is all working. So well, it's all wired up, so let's test if it's going to be working. So plugged it in and it's all working. I've got power to each one of the pedals, they're all powered up, which is great. The Seabury in the mode at the moment, it's in actual loop mode, not in like a pre-programmed mode. So channel 1 and channel 2, all the channels can go on together, so that'll be like all the loops, so that'll be everything on together. So obviously I'm going to change it so it's actually like a preset mode. So preset 1, preset 2, preset 3, preset 4. Yeah, And so that's what I'm going to do now. But all that is powered up, so we're working, and let's just check. Just use the same lead, and the Amped2 is powered up. Yeah, so the display comes on if you adjust. There we go. Yeah, so we should now go on to the next stage, which is testing the audio of the pedals. They're powered up, so making sure all the loops are working, and then we'll work on the programming. So it's working. I'm going to take the MIDI cable out for now, because there is actually some MIDI messages going through. I'm going to plug it from this end. So channel 1 is the boost. At the moment, channel 2 is pure sky. Channel 3 will be the fuzz. And channel 4 will be metal. So the wild throw. And then tuner is in, should be on that channel there, but it's not seems to be working. So maybe I'll have to have a look at the tuner. No, the tuner's not responding, so it might be the lead going into it. Might need to be able to look at that. Maybe something to do with it. That is the input, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, it's not. I think it's my fault. I put it in the output. There we go. Your guitar needs tune. It's been sat on the wall. So, but you can see that the tune's working now. And everything's working. So, and I can, this way I could stack my drives. So 1 and 2. So here we go. It's a stacked drive. This is the boost and the pure sky. That's on its own, boost, and with the pure sky. The pure sky on its own. Take the reverb down. With it. So you get the kind of idea. The fuzz. Put a bit of boost on it. So that's the boost. That's the fuzz pedal. Bit of distortion now. So remember, this is all going through the Fender amp. So if I wanted to switch it up a bit, I can switch it to a bit like a Plexi, and put a bit of fuzz on that now. Yeah, these pickups are kind of on the edge of wanting to go. But yeah, you can just like whack a bit of... I haven't set the levels up on these at all at the moment, just testing them. So, enough. With that classic drive, if I bring in a bit of the wide throw. Yeah, so you've got a bit of a classic distortion. Yeah, kind of get the impression. I'm controlling the with the volume there, and I've hardly got the volume on at all, so it's the volume up full. But like I say, these pickups I'm going to change. These Wilkinsons. These just got them out of an old guitar for now until I actually get some better pickups in. This old Tokai, which is had a relabeled. So I bought this for 300 quid, and it was in a bad way. So I've neck shimmed it with a hardwood shim, and I've changed electrics. So I've just put these in for now until I can actually afford some decent pickups in it. But for now, just a job. So also switch to like the classic heavier stuff amp. A bit of boost, bit of fuzz, so go to EL34s. Yeah, so it's lazy. Obviously I've got a drive pedal on here, so I've got a boost at the moment, so let's boost it with a top boost like subtle. Bit of delay. That's just the boost. So if I did like bring the gain back down on the amp and bring it across to fuzz. You get the idea. Mostly mod. So I've got like the flanger chorus. Yep, and you can switch it to trem if you wanted to. So you've got that nice trem. If you turn it up in the depth, it goes to more like a so you get the kind of idea. You have to bear with me. I'm still in my pyjamas. I've been in hospital, so I'm still kind of getting over a bad illness, and so you have to bear with my playing as well. I'm a bit fuzzy headed still after a bad infection I've had. But you kind of get the idea, and you've got phaser as well. So here's the thing about the delay. If I put it onto shimmer and put the delay on, if I hold it, reverb works the same. So you're doing another bit of reverb, and then you suddenly want to. So they both work with this kind of you hold, but the lovely shimmer on the delay. I love the shimmer. Yeah. So it's great. So yeah, what a brilliant pedal. So you can see how versatile it is. I'm only in 1 watt mode at the moment, with the master at about 1 o'clock. So loads and loads of gain on it. I mean, like, yeah, that's great for home use. This is the Blackstar cab I'm using, which is great. It's closed back, but it velcros out. The panel does, so you can be open back as well. You pick it up with pretty much your one hand. You can lift that up. It's so light, apart from bashing the radiator. Yeah. So that's it so far. So what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try something to, if I show you. What I'm trying to do is make. I've just had an idea. See if it works. Make this patch 1, 2, loop 1, loop 2, loop 3, loop 4, and then because that's 1, 2, 3, 4 my pedals. And then the amps, this one here, number 5, I'm going to see if I can switch that, see if it will do 3 modes. And if it can, it will switch me from the Fender Clean to like a crunch amp to a high gain amp. So that's what I'm trying to do. See if I can actually do multiple switching. So if it clicks, I don't think it does though. I think it's just on and off. I think it's just so, but I'm going to see if it will do that. It is limited, this Seabury. That's one thing that say like the HX Stomp and things like that are so programmable. You can have 1 foot pedal which will switch between multiple menus, like 3 different settings, 3 different amps or snapshots. So yeah, well, let's have a look for now.